everyone. It is Selene here. It is good to see you. I hope that you are able to find me. I know that Joyce was looking for me just a couple minutes ago, and my computer needed to run updates before I went live. I should know to go check because it seems like every time I jump on, they need to be updated. Cheers to Tuesday. I'm enjoying a coffee. I hope that you are enjoying your favorite beverage, and thanks for stopping by to join me for a quick afternoon demonstration. So earlier this week, hey Cheryl, I had a new stamping friend, Joyce, ask me about getting clean images. So she has been a red rubber stamper for her experience, and she's finding difficulty getting a clean image with photopolymer stamps. So I thought that I would pull out one of my favorite stamp sets right now, A Round of Hellos. By the way, I still have a couple of class packets left from that class. But I love this. It's got like, here, I'll just come closer. You're amazing in every way. Have a beautiful day. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Oh, happy day. It's got this cool little thing. You can flip it over and use it like a vase. Or you can use it to make a design on your project. I've used it a whole bunch of different ways. And when I did my workshop a few weeks ago, I paired it up with, here, let me get these blocks over here. I just grabbed some blocks because, you know, we're on the fly, so I figured I would get some things to match. But this paper, oh, look at this laundry list of supplies. We've got Azure Afternoon, which is pretty blue. My goodness. I never get to use that on projects. I think I want to use that today. Balmy Blue Bubble Bath, which is that light pink. Daffodil Highland Heather, Lemon Lolly, Pool Party, Pretty in Pink, Shaded Spruce, Timid Tiger, Gold, and Holograph. Ooh, I love all of that. Okay, so I'm gonna back out a little bit, and we're gonna pick a designer series paper to work with today. So I'm going to answer questions that I got from Joyce, and I figured we could build a card in the process. Look at all my scraps left over. I love these sleeves. I get them on Amazon, and they are in my Amazon link pad. I think I want to work with Azure today. So what do you think about, like, or is that balmy? It's hard to tell. Maybe we'll take a piece off of the stripes. I don't know. So Azure is in this one, so we'll pull that one for sure. And then let's take a look through and see if we can find any more Azure. Azure. I love saying that. We could use the bubbles. So while you're waiting for me to grab a paper cutter and get groovy, choose for me, if you will, bubbles or stripes. And I will grab a cutter and we'll get some stamping done. I know there's like a 30-second delay, so I'll give you a minute. Or maybe I'll cut one of each while you guys tell me what you want. But basically, I'm going to cut like a card layer. And I want Azure to be the star of the show here. Oh, which DSP is this? This is Splash of Sparkles. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I paired it up. It says there's gold in there, and there is. But in addition to that, there's iridescence. So it's got like all of these cool. So I see silver, even though it says iridescent. All right. So Trisha says bubbles. Tell me if you agree with Trish. Of course you do, because Trisha's always right. I like that rule. Since it's my video, I say that I make the rules today, and Trisha's right. Alrighty. I had a friend that had surgery yesterday. Thanks for letting me know. I found out on Facebook. I love that, but I want to make her a card, team member. So I thought we would answer questions for Joyce and make a card for my friend. I had a similar procedure that she had about 8 years ago when I had other things done the same day. So we get stripes here and we got bubbles here. Ooh, so Trish and Cheryl are in agreement that we should be no, we should be using bubbles. So bubbles it is. Okay, those stripes are kind of big anyway. All right, so I'm gonna grab a corresponding color and cut a base for this because again, we're just building a card here. So I'm gonna go. The first piece I cut to 4x3. Oh, I should bounce out a little. 4x3, and then I'm gonna cut a base for that. So 4¼ by 3¼ This is a really great oh, by 3¼ That's the ticket. It's a really great layout idea. I spotted it and I've used it a couple of times since I saw it. Ooh, we could put like one of these across the top, but it's kind of busy that way. I don't think we're gonna do that. Changed my mind the second I said it. But that's a crafter's prerogative. We can change our mind whenever we want to suit the craft need, right? Okay, so I'm gonna just attach these while I'm thinking of it. What other colors do you see in here? I'm seeing like, I know it wasn't listed as part of the colors, but I'm seeing seafoam. It's kind of weird. All right, I'm gonna grab Gorgeous Grape and Seafoam. I grabbed yellow because I thought that might be a good card base, but I don't know. I like Azure and Lemon Lolly together. I think they're pretty. This also says that it has shaded spruce, so let's add a piece of shaded spruce. And one of these. This is what when I get in trouble. I'm gonna really need to clean the studio when I'm done because I just start whipping all my colors out. But that's how the creative process works sometimes, right? So I got one of those, and I can't forget grape because it's not listed, but that's all I'm seeing right there is grape, right? Oh yeah, look at the grape. Woohoo! All right. So, pair of scissors, back to the cutter. What do you think? We'll start with grape. I don't know about the yellow background. Let's talk colors here. Hey, Tara. So did you like the yellow, or do you think that we should go? Well, no, seafoam doesn't match either. It's so weird. Okay. I love when they do the watercolor splashy thing, but then it's hard to match. Okay, balmy looks really good. All right, so do you want balmy or shaded spruce on the bottom? So just let me know in the comments, balmy or shaded spruce. Yes, I agree, Trisha. We are going to give yellow the boot. And after all, today's episode of On the Fly with Selene is Trisha is right. I feel like I should be doing the Alexander Hamilton. You were right. You were right. Sorry, that's funny. All right, so I'm going to go to 5, and I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip. That's so silly. I'm going to go on this side of my cutter because sometimes it's easier, and I don't have to worry about my paper hanging over or going crooked. So I like to use both sides of that ruler. Okay, so that is 5x1. And oh, all right, everybody wants balmy. I love that. I like it when all of my friends agree with each other. But no matter what, Trisha's right. Next week I can pick somebody else to be right all the time. Wouldn't that be fun? All right, so I just cut a quick banner in, and you guys know that trick. You cut a line up the middle, and then you cut to where you cut to find the middle. That makes it easy. Okay, and then we got balmy on deck because you said so. Looks like Coastal Cabana on the. It does, doesn't it? But I think it's the blend between the balmy and the azure. I know, Selene just wants to say azure over and over. I am measuring this. I know you can't see here. Let me back up a little. So this line on the Stampin' Up! Cutter, I know there's a glare. See the line, this the bit that you pull out, well, I'm going to make sure it's all the way in. And when it is, the center of that ruler actually matches up to the 5.5-inch mark all the way down, because Stampin' Up! Knows that we are paper cutter, that we want to cut for cards. So they gave us the 5.5-inch mark all the way up on that ruler, which I think is a pretty cool design bit. And then I'm going to cut it in half at 4.25. So I could actually make a card with stripes and bubbles, because I have 2 card bases here. All right, so this is coming together nicely. Let's pull in. Oh, and I'm right on the seam. So this new table has 2 leaves that break out. So I do have like a big line in my video, but that's okay. I think that the purple needs to be on the bottom. Anybody else feel that way? I think it's just because it's weighted, right? Here we go. Okay, and then we've got our purple that I was going to go this way with. This is the layout I saw that I thought was so pretty. All right. But you know, now that I'm seeing this color on here, ugh, I think it's the wrong color. Hang on. Stop the presses. I'm going to get a piece of Highland Heather. This color business is so finicky. I like that better, I think. I promise I'll get there. When the music in my head stops, I'll have a card made. Oh, look, there was a score line on this one. That's funny. Well, let's cut it in half. And then I'll cut a 5-inch piece. Oh, I know why I did that, because when I opened this pack of paper from the company, somehow it got dinged. So it was dinged in shipping. But that's okay, because now I can use it to make my 1-inch strips. So that'll work out good. I probably got mad at it and just put it back in the... I tend to do that. If I get mad at it, I'll just put it back and say, I'll deal with this later. And what better time to find it than when you're live on a video, right? Okay. So this is 5x1, and I'm going to change, I think, to Highland Heather. I think that the grape might have been just a little too grapey. Did I just make up a word? I think I did. That's okay. So here we go. I'm gonna, oh, see, that's better. My eyeball says thank you. Okay. Ta-da. All right, so I'm gonna just stick this down, and this is the base of my card. So this is a pretty easy layout, and you could reproduce this with lots of different stamps. It's just a nice clean way to start a card, right? So that's a 1x5, and I cut a V in the end. No fancy tools either yet. We're just using scissors here. Okay, so now what? Let's get some of this on. So this is from my friend who had surgery. Okay, so let's start with hello, because that works, right? And maybe you saw this. All right, so funny story. I was putting this away and I couldn't find the thing for it. And I, in my last workshop, used every stamp in this set. So I took a piece of vellum and cut it in half, and took another piece of vellum and just stuck it on there, because it's going to protect my stamps. But I didn't have the sheet. I lost it. So it's hard when you lose sheets. That's funny. But it pops right off nice, and I used vellum instead, so that works. And what I'm gonna do is bring in Azure Afternoon. So this is going to Joyce's question, who said, when I stamp with photopolymer, I have an awful time. Well, there's a couple things you need to know about. First of all, the ink pads and photopolymer. So we switched from like a felt style pad to firm foam a while ago, and I did this in a demonstration with my daughter a couple of weekends ago. I was working at a scrapbooking crop, and I'm just going to show you, and I promise I'll wash the block. And if you're, yeah, my daughter had got up and had to go wash the block right away, but this is super squishy, right? So it is like yuck, yuck, oh, squishy. So if you put your block in your ink pad too far, you're going to get like, you're going to have a hard time seeing through it. So that's the first bit. And by the way, you can make backgrounds with this. So you can ink up a block. Isn't that fun? And then you can go like that, like that. So you can have fun with that, but we're not doing that. And I swear I will go clean this, Alexis, if you're watching. I apologize for doing that to you again, child. But here's the thing. If you push too hard when you go in, you're going to get blue all over your stuff and you're not going to be able to see through it. So if you hover so that your nose is right above where you're stamping, you'll be able to see the even coverage and that only the hellos are lit up. I hope that makes sense. So that's the first bit. I'm going to stamp the hello, and then we're going to figure out what size punch matches this. Now, this particular stamp came with a bundle with the 1 7/8 inch punch that just came out. I think it was March. But I personally told the people at Stampin' Up! That I could never have too many punches. But I don't remember. I don't know if this was 2 3/8. It is. So this one marries up with the 2 3/8. And, lo and behold, I stamped it a little too far in to punch it out. So we're going old school. That's okay. We're destroying this piece of paper anyway. And I'm going to go in and punch out that hello. Now, before I do that, did you know that our punches are meant to be laid on the table and that we're not supposed to be doing this with our hands over and over again? And that over time, you can imagine, it's been 20 years of me doing this, that you can get like, hurt hands by doing that. So what you do is you put it in halfway and kind of get it down and you get it locked in. And then you get your fingers out of the way, because you definitely don't want to, like I did one time, have your fingers in here when you're pushing down, because that makes really gross blood blisters. So don't do that. But wouldn't that make a cute background just like that? Just a Stampin' Block? All right, so Joyce found us. That's cool. So we got to this part, and Joyce, if you missed the beginning, you might have to go back and watch the replay. I will put it out. It'll be both on YouTube and Facebook. But that's the first bit, my hello, hello, hello. And then maybe we should stamp her a flower. So let me grab some white. I do love this stamp set, and I love this paper. How do you beat all the sparkle? Okay. So let's grab a block and pick a flower. How about if we go with this daisy? And I think I want the little tip of the daisy to be a different color. So I'm going to put that on a block. And let's see where we can go with this. So, what color should we make our daisy? We don't want to go with yellow. Maybe we'll do the blue again. Or we could we already did the azure, so we could pull in the balmy and make a blue daisy. Anybody like crazy daisies? My friend Chris, that's her favorite. She likes crazy daisies. All the different bright colors. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go this way. I don't know what I'm doing with this yet. Yeah, no. All right, and we'll close that up because bad things happen when we don't close the ink pad. And then Highland Heather sounds like a good thing. And again, I am So here, if we were in a class, most people go to the middle to ink up. When I'm in a class, I always go to the edge because that's where the most ink lives because everybody else goes to the middle. So when you're here and you're stamping, I might have to do this again. I might have put it in the wrong spot, but let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I think I did, but I don't know. We can do something with it. Yeah, it's kind of big. Interesting. All right, so let's do something different. Let's grab, remember I said you can make a vase out of this? Well, let's do that. We're gonna grab it and Highland Heather, because what's better than pulling in the same color a bunch of times? That's a scrapbooking thing. When I started stamping, I was a scrapbooker. And one of the things that I always used to try to do was if I had a element on a page, I would try and repeat it. So I think the 1 7/8 will be too small for that. Let's try the 2. I love punches, by the way. So you're not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it anyway because it's faster for the video. If you're doing a lot of them, it's much better for your hand to lay the punch on the table. Like I said, but either way, keep your fingers out of the side. You're welcome. I've done that. It's not fun. All right, so here I'm going to take this circle and cut it and make a vase. Super cute. Okay, and then I'm going to fussy cut this because I'm sorry, Trish, block your eyes. I know you're right no matter what, but in this case, I have to. Trisha is not a fan of fussy cutting. So I will say fussy cutting is relaxing for me, and I'm one of the weird people that like to sit in front of the TV and cut out little animals or shapes. But one of the things that you'll notice is that I always keep my hand stationary. And we were talking about, by the way, stamping with photopolymer and how to get a clear image. You can't fly through stamping with these. You have to get a clean lay of the ink on the stamp, and then it's even better if you hold it in place and say, Trisha is great, Trisha is great, Trisha is great. Now, if you missed the memo earlier, Trisha is right today, so no matter what Trisha says, it's correct. So Joyce, that's why Trisha is great. But when you're at home, you could say Joyce is great, Joyce is great, Joyce is great. You just don't put a ton of pressure on it, because that's the other piece about stamping with these. So let's talk about that for a second. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna stick that to the side for a minute, and I want to show you something. So if I were to have a beautiful day here, have a beautiful day, please do. And I pull in another scrap just for fun. If I ink up and I stamp and I say, Joyce is great, Joyce is great, Joyce is great, and I just have average pressure on it and I pick it up, I have a pretty good looking image there, right? But if I take the same delicate little stamp with the fine font and I lean on it and I put too much pressure, because I'm holding on for dear life, because this may not have an image if I don't push down as hard as I can, right? What happens to it? So you need to leave photopolymer on the paper a tiny bit longer for the ink to absorb into the paper, but you don't want to push or lean on it too much. You want to make contact with the paper and have even contact when you do it. So that's my tip for you if you're, because I haven't seen you do it, so I don't know what the struggle was, but I can make some assumptions based on what I've seen in classes before. People who tend to get a little heavy-handed have a lot of trouble with the photopolymer, especially on those little baby delicate stamps. So, and I love that I can send my friend a card today because I hope she's doing much better. Do you like the flower color, or should I make it a more contrasting color? Should I do another one? So you tell me, should I restamp the blue flower? Because it doesn't seem like it's popping. You know the other thing I could do? Duh. Ha. All right. I have an idea. Well, I could, let's see if it works. I could do the hello on the white instead. So I like that I have both an in-person business and an online business. Number one, it connects me to Trisha, who's on the West Coast, and I'm on the East Coast. But it also means that I can sit across from the table from people and see what the struggles are. And then when I do a video, I can like hone in on what I've seen, you know. So let's try this and see if it's any better, because I think that there's too much blue. And she's going to be like, happy hello, because after her surgery, she's going to feel so much better. So let's see if I were to swap that with a white, what it would look like. I think that might be better. This seems happier. What do you guys think? Then I think the blue pops. So darker flower. I like it, add sparkle. Try the flower in azure. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I can do that. So let's try that. And let's remember, Trisha's right. And Tara agrees with you, Trisha. More importantly, you have a following now. So this is an azure flower. Oh, wow. Yup. What a difference. And we keep in the purple top. Wow. Yeah, it does. It's so much better. Tell me, purple top? All right. Let's go for it. I know there's like all the azure has been covered up. Yeah, no, I know. I just have it laying there, so I didn't actually stick, well, I stuck the balmy one there, but so let me do this. We'll put that balmy flower on something else. And we'll come in and I'll fussy cut again. Yay. Trisha's favorite thing. But you know what, Trish? It's better me than you. So we'll go that route. All right. So what kind of bling do you think? Maybe just rhinestones? I can go grab some. Or we have these new ones that I'm not supposed to show you yet. Sunset sparkle sequins thingies. I mean, we've got like a few weeks before the catalog comes out. And I'm still celebrating this stamp set. It is so pretty. It is one that I think I'll go back to over and over again. And I like that you can do funky stuff with it. Like this, I made backgrounds with it. I am definitely going faster this time. But again, I keep my scissors in front of me and I move the paper. That is the keys to the city when you're fussy cutting. Okay. Wink on the flower. Yes. Okay. So, all right. I'm hearing yes, white behind, wink on the flower. So we're gonna tell me if I'm going the way you want me to. So we're gonna do the white first. And I think this is like, I know it's not going to show up as much because it's white on white, but I think it's like a big border. So I'm just going to give that a little zip, little zhuzh. All right. So then we're going to put that. And then the new flower is going to sit like this. So do you guys like it better on the white, or do you like it better on, and I will wink the flower, I see that, but do you like it better on the white, or do you like it better on the balmy? So talk to me and I will get sticking. Whoop, here, let me put my finger in the ink pad. That's just so you know it happens to me too. I swear I did it on purpose. Let me get some dimensionals on the white. Okay, cool. Oh. Too funny. I ran out of dimensionals in my box because I've been doing swaps. All right, so let's just peel that off because I can probably use that on another card too. Hello. That's funny. Those go together. Let's put that over there. And then thank you for hanging out with me today and every Tuesday. And if you have questions, it really helps me because I will answer your question and then I will know what is baffling your mind when it comes to stamping. Because, and if I don't know the answer, it'll give me time to like look it up. I've seen a thing or two in my days, though. I feel like an old lady saying that. But 20 years, it's a long time. All right. Oop, that fell weird. I'm all thumbs all of a sudden. Here we go. You just know how much I love the person that I'm going to send this to, that I am making sure that there is sufficient support behind this flower. There will be no saggy flowers here. Much better. All right. Too funny. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Joyce. Good to see everybody. And Leah, I had so much fun stamping with you last week. Thanks for your order. And let me know if anything isn't perfect when you get it, okay? I've known Leah since I was a new demonstrator pretty much. And she came to my event. Oh, did I go? Ugh, boy, that hurts my face. I put it on crooked. Let me fix that. Fix it, dear Henry. I don't know what it is. Like, I can't, yeah. I don't like the idea of it being crooked. I mean, the water would spill out of the vase, right? Now, do we want to go that way? Oh, we might just go whatever way it falls on the paper. I think I'm going to go this way. And then, yes, I agree. Winkastella. Okay. So that gives it a little zhuzh. All right. Now what does it need? I'm so silly. Definitely some white. How about if we do some of this and maybe some of these? And I had my bow maker right here. Oh, I'll use the old one. The old bow maker. So here we go. Oh, look, I banged the camera. Sorry, kids. I swear the room is not moving. Winky, that's right. I can hear you say that, Leah, in my head. Winky. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, you have fun. This will be good. All right, so I'm just going to tie a quick bow. Love my bow maker. Alexis makes these. This is the old one. My friend Lee Conry, her husband used to make them, but she has retired from stamping. So my daughter took over and she started making them with her 3D printer. And I just misplaced mine. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. It's big and it's blue and it has my name on it. So, all right. So what about like some of that? Or do we want to put it like, no, I think it's over here. So a lot of times we'll use a glue dot to put something like this on, or if you're feeling brave, this is another way you can use your liquid glue. You don't want to use a whole huge bit of it, but you can put a little tiny dot, in theory, if your glue isn't plugged up like mine. Let's see. All right, let me get a pin. I am breaking out the high-tech equipment now. If your liquid glue does this to you, just take a push pin. I usually leave one in my tool caddy so that I can clear out any glue boogers. Here we go. And it's still not coming out. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna do it over here because, oh yeah, look at, because I'm so glad I did it over there because how many people have done this? You think, oh, it's not coming out, it's not coming out, and then splat, it comes out like with a vengeance. You only want a tiny little dot, so that would have been all over my project. Yay for me that I went the other way. So I'm gonna let that set up for a second, and then we'll break into our rhinestones. So funny. You know that we've done that like 100 times on in class. Too funny. Oh, take your pick. Like, I feel like if I call it out, it'll come to me. But I am not, in fact, Hermione Granger or Harry Potter, so I'm going to have to get up and find it like everybody else. All right, so the deal with the take your pick, you use the putty end to slide it off the transfer sheet. I took a big one. I'm going to take a medium one. And I'm going to take a baby and go up here. This, again, is all on the fly, so you never know what you're going to get. But today we got a pretty card, huh? I saw this layout. It was my friend Julie Davidson that inspired me. She made this. She made a card with a duck using this layout, and I thought it was pretty. And I thought it was easy. So, and it was a good way for us to show you the stamping techniques so that you get a nice clean image when you're stamping with your photopolymer. So, does anybody have any questions for me? Because that's why I'm here. Just type them in. I'll give you a couple minutes I'll give you a minute anyway. I'll take a sip of my coffee. Cheers. Happy Tuesday. After I get off my live video, I am going to be going in my living room and I'm going to put my phone in the drawer so I can write all of the directions that I need to write for the month. So I have 2 or 3 classes in the shoot that I'm going to be writing directions for today. But so very grateful for you. Thank you, Tara. Thanks, guys. I am not seeing any questions come through, so apparently you got it. I love that. Hope that every stamping adventure is a success for you. And if you have any questions about stamping or about Stampin' Up's products, let me know and I could make it a topic for a future On the Fly. So thanks, everybody. Oh, does your daughter sell bow makers? She does. She has a Etsy store that's currently on break. It is called Kenton Creations. She sells all kinds of things. Hang on. She sells this tool holder. And by the way, this is the first thing she created for her store. And I want to say we went through about 50 different revisions. So I have a bunch of different ones that have Selene written all over it. But it's designed to fit all of the tools that we use regularly, including, you know, Wink, take your pick. So when I do a live video, I should have everything in the box if I put everything away. But yeah, it is Kenton Creations, and she's on Etsy, and she has a Facebook page too. So if you want to look her up, and if you need it, I can always send you the link. She's supposed to be home this weekend, so although her store isn't open, if you message her, she might open it. You never know. So anyway, love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this week and every week. And if you need anything, let me know. Talk to you soon.